axis passing every canton. National defense, currency, toll. Okay, that were the main topics at the beginning of the Swiss Confederation. And then some things that influenced Swiss history. It's the First World War, where the neutrality was respected. It's 1980, the only general strike in Switzerland that led to the so-known peace of labor in Switzerland. We have never got general strike since 1918. Some companies yet to strike, but when we have problems, when people have problems with their employees, it will be discussed. Trade unions are going to, labor unions, sorry. The labor unions are going to discuss with the employers' unions and to find some consensus. Second World War, of course, when as well the Swiss neutrality was respected. This brings us to a very, very important point, 1971, granting the right of voting to the women. Very late. Even one canton had to be forced by the highest court to grant the right of voting to the women. And last but not least, in 2002, Switzerland finally joined the United Nations. Okay, this is for the history. Now for the democracy. We have to, I have to explain this, village cantons in green and town cantons in blue. The so-called village cantons were principally rural. So the agricultural and cattle environment. Okay, they were growing cattle as well. And the so-known town cantons were more industrial. So, and I come back to the 15th century, 16th century, to have, come back to my map, to those cantons and possessions, common possessions partly, in the if you watch, now I put something in pink. These are the cantons who practiced the so-called Landsgemeinde. What's a Landsgemeinde? That's the taking of decisions by the population. Once, twice, 3 times a year, the men, of course not the woman, the men assembled to decide about the policy of the region. And this Landsgemeinde was also active in the canton of Graubünden or the canton of Wallis that will join the Confederation much later. The Landsgemeinde is the most democratic, is really democratic. People have to vote on any topic. It looks like this. If you see, these are the green cantons, the rural cantons that practice the Landsgemeinde. Nowadays, the Landsgemeinde is still vivid in the canton of Appenzell and the canton of Glarus. Even after 1971, when the right of voting was granted to the women, they had to expand the the voting place in both canton capitals, so that the women could vote as well. And it is a hand vote. It means everybody can see who is voting what. This for the Landsgemeinde in the blue cantons, the southern town cantons, the industrial cantons, the situation is different. The cantons are ruled by their capital cities. So Basel, Schaffhausen, Zurich, Luxembourg, Freiburg, Solothurn, that is a mixed canton, and the ruling in the cities, is held by the corporation. The corporation, the butchers, the bakers, the importers, there were many corporations. Even there is a corporation, a saffron corporation in Zurich, or a camel corporation in Zurich. At the beginning, the corporation were open to every member of this, of their kind of trade. And with the time, the corporation just decided herds and more herds to participate, so that the corporation were just electing themselves, changing by themselves in a very, very small circle of persons that was ruling not only the city, but also the campaign around, the campaign belonging to the cities. So that the citizens of the campaign around the cities had absolutely nothing to say. There was the creation of patriciate, in fact. And this patriciate was deciding for the whole region in a small, always this small circle. We have as well a very, very special thing in Switzerland, is the bourgeoisie. The bourgeoisie is at the municipal level a way to avoid that non-native of the municipality can be implicated in decisions. We have still nowadays a concept of place of origin, municipality of origin. On that time, only the originary of the municipality had the right to take decisions on municipal affairs. Men, of course, forget the women. The women have something to say much, much later. So not very democratic. I mean, I would take my example. I come from a village, from a rural community, and I went to Zurich on that if Zurich would have applied this bourgeoisie system, I would never been able in Zurich, never been able to vote on municipal affairs. Okay, so you see about how the democracy was in Switzerland, a part of Switzerland was real democratic, another part was absolutely undemocratic. And as well, in the democratic parts, the green one, there was this bourgeoisie concept that impeached originating of the municipalities to take part in decisions. So, if I make a small recapitulation, until 1848, we have the Landsgemeinde that's democratic. The patriciate that's not democratic, the bourgeoisie that's not democratic on the level of the municipality. And the cantons until the end of the 16th century, 18th century, had together a so-known federal diet. But the federal diet was seen, we could, I'm sorry, you were responsible for the short time you gave me. The federal diet was a kind of central government without being central government. It was an instance that was created in order to rule on the different, on the problems the canton would have to each other, and to rule the common. Sorry, I have to go with the mouse, and to rule the possession of the common territories. So this diet was called about 2, 3, 4 times a year. Anytime there was some difference between the cantons, and was a meeting of a kind of ambassadors of each canton to decide. So there was not, we cannot say it was a central government, but it was a central instance to arrange the problems the cantons could have to each other. So this is for the question, the democracy and the non-democracy in Switzerland until 1848. After 1848, the Confederation, on the level of the Confederation, we have universal voting, secret, only men, of course. On the level of the canton, universal voting, secret, and Landsgemeinde still in many cantons. And there was some remains, there are still some remains of bourgeoisie in certain municipalities. However, they are very limited. The non-democratic rights are very limited on very specific municipality objects. And of course, until 1971, only men had the right of voting. So the situation nowadays, we have a constitution that can be amended by the population. We have a parliament. Okay, I went that way. So any citizen in Switzerland has the right to call a modification of the constitution. For that, a citizen or a group of citizens have to collect 100,000 signatures on a text during a certain period of time. If they collect the necessary signature, if all the signatures are validated, the object they want to insert in the constitution, or a modification of the constitution they want to do, comes on a popular vote. Popular voting for the whole confederation. We have the right to punish our parliament with the optional referendum. The parliament, that's its work, have to make laws. But these laws, many of these laws are under optional referendum. It means one citizen or a group of citizens may collect 50,000 signatures in a certain time, and the law that has been promulgated by the parliament comes in popular vote in front of the people. Every people has to vote on the new law. So sometimes it's refused. And for every law that touches the sovereignty